Thank you for joining us here today as we celebrate the mission to remember the fallen, honor those that serve and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. We ask that to start the event, you all please join me in a moment of silence to remember the fallen, the prisoners of war, those missing in action, and honor those who have served and are serving this great nation's armed services. Flag detail, front and center. Present arms and repeat after me. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Order arms. Lying here before us and in cemeteries throughout the nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise our children to believe as we do. We are free to vote for the leaders of our choosing. We have the right to succeed, and we have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget you. We shall remember. Today, more than ever, we reflect on our nation's veterans and our active duty service members who have had and continue to fight to protect the innocent and oppressed. This nation has always been the first to stand up for freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and have served your country well. For this, we say thank you, and we are honored to know you. There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and in places far away, that most of us have never heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and injustice. This year, we've added an additional ceremonial wreath to honor the men and women currently serving in the U.S. Space Force, along with those veterans who have served in roles helping to secure our national interests in space. Quoting our 40th United States President, Ronald Reagan, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same, or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free." Today we show a united front of gratitude, respect across the United States of America as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. Now, Mike Allegretto will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who have served and are serving in the United States Army. Now, Dan Spangler will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Marine Corps. Now, Dave Carney will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Navy. Now, Frank Sirianni will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Air Force. Jerry Bingley will lay a veteran's wreath in honor of those who are serving in the United States Space Force. Now Tim Holt will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard. Now Ron Larson will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marines. Now Ken Beers will lay a veteran's wreath in honor of the 93,129 United States servicemen from all branches of the service whose last known status was either prisoners of war or missing in action. These individuals have never returned to their families and homes. We shall not forget you. Wreath detail, present, arms. Order, arm. Dismissed. Closing remarks. We encourage every volunteer here today who places a wreath on a veteran's grave to say that veteran's name aloud and take a moment to thank them for their service to our country. It's a small act that goes a long way toward keeping the memory of our veterans alive. Remember, we are not here today to decorate graves. We are here to remember not their deaths, but their lives. Each wreath is a gift of appreciation from a grateful America. These live balsam fir wreaths symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation, and to their families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand that the freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come with a cost that someday you may have to pay yourselves. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans, we have the freedom to do just that. To all Wreaths Across America volunteers, thank you for being here today. Before you get started, there are some items to be brought to your attention to make your experience even better. Each wreath you'll be placing is handmade and unique. They're made of balsam fir grown in down east region of Maine, USA with pride. Because the wreaths are packed tightly in boxes, it will take 2 or 3 hours for them to fully relax to their natural circular shape. Before placing a wreath on a headstone, take a minute to refluff the greens and rearrange the bow. When the wreath is finally laid at the headstone, please make sure the bow is at the 12 o'clock position. It is important to have that intimate moment with the hero you are honoring, but please remember to take a step back and look at the complete picture of what all of us have accomplished through the mission to remember, honor, and teach. Again, thank you for your patriotism. Without you, National Wreaths Across America Day would not be so nice. God bless our veterans and God bless America. With thanks, Morrill Worcester, founder, Wreaths Across America. Now, when we go out to lay these wreaths, most graves have headstones, and you're to lay the wreath against the headstone with the bow at the 12 o'clock position. On flat graves, on flat stones like the ones behind you for the American Legion plots, you're to lay them on the headstone flat on the ground. All our graves out here that are veterans' graves have flag holders like you see in front of you here. You can lay the wreath around the flag holder. That would help keep it there. Now there's other flag holders out here that are for firefighters, Daughters of the American Revolution, and some other religious groups. They do not get wreaths, just the ones that are the veteran-related ones, and they're going to say things like GAR, which is Grand Army of the Republic. Those are Civil War veterans. We have some Spanish-American War veterans here. We have a lot of veterans from World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Persian Gulf, and some peacetime veterans, and they will just have a veteran marker. Those are the ones we're targeting. This morning, we had a group of volunteers, and we placed boxes at St. Callista's here at Tabor and Forest Lawn. We got piles of them laid around, kind of spread out through the cemeteries. You can open those boxes up. You can grab the wreaths, put them out on the graves. Afterwards, the boxes will be broke down, and we're going to transport them up to Bednar Scrap uptown. He has agreed to take those. That's where they'll end up there today. Towards the end of the ceremony, towards the end of the wreath lane, when we think we're pretty close to being done, you're going to hear taps. Hopefully we can hear taps through all three cemeteries. That's the closing. That's the finality of the lane of the wreaths here today. Wreaths Across America has a wreath lane procedure. I'll read it. That'll be the closing remarks from me. You'll receive the wreath and approach the headstone. Extend the wreath outward, offering it to the veteran. Place the wreath centered at the headstone with the bow at the top. Say the veteran's name. Please do not remove any items already placed at the headstone, such as other wreaths, flowers, or other tokens left by family or friends. For military, render a slow salute if you desire. So again, closing remark, I want to thank everybody for your participation here today. We'll spread out among the three cemeteries here. We have approximately 1,600 graves, veterans' graves out here. And we have more than enough wreaths. We'll have some left over that we'll probably donate over to the cemetery over by the airport there in Lafayette. Other than that, if anybody has any questions, appreciate everybody's time out here, and we'll spread out to the three cemeteries and start laying some wreaths out. If you have any questions, please grab any VFW member, and appreciate it again. Thank you very much for being here today.
That's a grand old army.